Imagine owning the oil beneath the ground, the railroads above it, the banks funding both. Now imagine calling that competition. One man didn't just get rich, he rewired the American economy. His name, John D. Rockefeller. And this is the story of how one businessman quietly bought the entire system without ever buying the country. So here's the question. Did Rockefeller win capitalism, or did he break it? Late 1800s, America was chaos. Oil was being discovered everywhere. Anyone could drill, anyone could win, but most didn't. While others chased oil, Rockefeller chased control. By 1870, he founded Standard Oil. Within just 2 decades, he controlled over 90% of U.S. oil refining, not through better oil, but through a better system. Think of the economy like a bloodstream. Rockefeller didn't own the body. He owned the arteries. Rockefeller understood something revolutionary. You don't need to beat competitors, you just need to outlast them. First tactic, price warfare. He sold oil below cost. Small companies bled cash. Rockefeller absorbed losses. When rivals collapsed, he bought them cheap. Second tactic, railroad control. Rockefeller cut secret deals. Railroads charged him less to ship oil, charged competitors more. Same tracks, different prices. Third tactic, the trust. Rockefeller didn't own companies directly. He owned trust certificates. On paper, many companies. In reality, one brain. Regulators saw fragments. Rockefeller saw the whole machine. He wasn't building an oil company. He was building an economic monopoly disguised as efficiency. By the 1890s, people noticed. Prices rose. Choices disappeared. Power concentrated. Journalists called it tyranny. One woman exposed everything. Ida Tarbell. She revealed the secret deals, the crushed competitors, the rigged system. Public outrage exploded. In 1911, the U.S. Supreme Court struck back. Standard Oil was broken apart. Headlines screamed victory. Monopoly destroyed. Capitalism saved. But here's the twist. Rockefeller didn't lose. He owned shares in every new company. Standard Oil died. Exxon was born. Chevron. Mobil. Rockefeller became richer than ever. Rockefeller proved something dangerous. You don't need political office to rule an economy. You just need infrastructure. Today, oil is replaced by data. Railroads by algorithms. Trusts by platforms. Different names. Same playbook. Control logistics. Control pricing. Control competitors. Rockefeller also rewrote public image. He funded universities, medicine, philanthropy. The villain became a benefactor, and the system learned the lesson. Break monopolies publicly, preserve power privately. The modern economy isn't broken, it's inherited. Rockefeller didn't buy America, he bought the rules. And once you control the rules, you don't need to control people. The real question isn't whether monopolies are evil. It's whether capitalism naturally rewards those who master the system or those who manipulate it. Rockefeller showed us the answer. So tell me this. If Rockefeller were alive today, would we call him a criminal or a genius? But to understand Rockefeller fully, you have to understand why his system worked. He didn't rely on innovation alone. He relied on inevitability. Once Standard Oil controlled refining, shipping, storage, and pricing, every competitor faced a choice. Join him or be erased, and many chose to join. Not because they admired him, but because resistance was financially suicidal. This is the quiet power of monopolies. They don't always crush you. They make independence impossible. Rockefeller called this efficiency. Critics called it economic suffocation. Both were right. Here's what most people miss. Rockefeller didn't just exploit capitalism, he revealed its pressure points. Capitalism rewards scale. Scale rewards integration. Integration rewards control. Once you reach a certain size, the market stops being a battlefield and becomes a maze you designed. Every rule still exists, but only you know the shortcuts. That's why breaking Standard Oil didn't end the story. It multiplied it. Each successor company inherited the same DNA. Infrastructure dominance, market influence, political insulation. The monopoly didn't disappear. It fractured like a mirror, reflecting power in many directions. Now, fast forward to today. Ask yourself, who owns the pipelines of the digital world? Who controls the platforms where business happens? The data that decides visibility, the systems competitors must use to survive. They don't need to crush rivals publicly. They can simply change an algorithm, adjust a fee, rewrite a policy, and the market reshapes itself overnight. No villain speeches, no courtroom drama, just compliance. Rockefeller understood another truth we still struggle with. People don't revolt against systems that feel useful. As long as prices stay reasonable, as long as convenience increases, as long as growth continues, power concentration feels invisible, even acceptable. And when backlash comes, philanthropy softens the edges. Universities carry your name. Hospitals tell your story. History becomes complicated. Was Rockefeller a predator? Or was he simply the most honest expression of a system that rewards domination? That's the uncomfortable part, because if he were alive today, he wouldn't wear a top hat. He'd wear a hoodie, or a suit, or nothing at all. He wouldn't drill oil. He'd extract attention, data, dependency, and we wouldn't call it monopoly. We'd call it innovation. So the question isn't, would Rockefeller survive today? He already has. The question is, if the system keeps producing Rockefellers, at what point do we stop blaming the man and start questioning the machine? Because the most powerful monopolies aren't illegal, they're inevitable, and they don't announce themselves, they simply become the way things work. So tell me, did Rockefeller break capitalism? Or did capitalism finally show its true face? Comment below.